Hiya, Lottie here. Welcome back to part 2 of our ribbon bookmark. So if you haven't seen part 1, I will link it below, and definitely go ahead and watch that one first, or you'll be completely lost, because this is what we did in part 1. We made all our little gems, our little danglies. So I did go ahead and pop on a few other little charms just on their own. So this is a little rose. But other than that, I didn't add any more gems, beads rather. So you didn't miss much. Got a couple that are just on their own without any beads, but the majority are the ones that we did last week. I'm just going to kind of tip these out. I'll put that over there. So I'm just going to kind of, I made 2 of every kind, if you remember, and that way I've got one for each side, because this is a double-sided bookmark, so both sides will look exactly the same, well, similar, and that way they're kind of even. So how is everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Have you started making your own bookmark? I'd love to know. Or are you waiting till we're finished and then... What's happened here? I'll fix that in a second. Because this one's not got anything. Is this a double? I think I need to do something there, because I've not left anywhere to hang it. So I think I need to take this heart off, because I've messed that one up. Right, so this one I need to remove the heart, because it doesn't have another hoop to dangle that from. So what I can do is I can just put that heart on a jump ring all on its own, just like these ones here. So what are you guys working on? Let me know down below. Let me know again if you want me to do more bookmarks in the future. Definitely let me know, and I will do that for you. If you do, I'm just grabbing 2 jump rings there, and I'm going to pop my little hearts on those. Again, I will link down below where I got these gems. These are this is the Panda haul beads that I used, that they were kind enough to send me. So again, I will link it down below. They're just so sparkly. I love them. And that's also where I got the chain and the jump rings. So now for the fun part. I'm going to undo this. There we go. So I don't want the chains to be too long. This is a really perfect chain for this, because it's quite dainty, but the holes, like the links, are quite spacious, so I like that. It's not too compact, so it's easier to get in there with your jump rings. But this is, I'll grab my book. This is obviously going to be overlapping a page. So I'm going to just take that out since I forgot to do it. So I don't want it to be too low, because obviously if they want to keep this in it while the book's sitting on like a shelf or something, they can kind of just tuck it out, but you don't want it to be hanging like miles down. So judging, I'm just going to make sure that that's actually in half. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little clip just so that holds that in place. And again, you're going to need your cutting pincher. Oh my goodness, I should just not talk. Pliers, so that you can snip this down to the size that you want it to be. So I'm going to start with the longer. I'm going to do a few different sizes of the chain. I'm going to start with the longest one. And you've got to take into consideration as well that these will also add length to your bookmark. So just be aware of that as well when you're choosing your sizes. So I think that can be my longest. And then I'm just going to kind of twist it again, just kind of the same way we do with the jump rings. And I'm just using my fingers. And I'm going to see if I can kind of get that on my finger for you to see. Don't know if it'll focus, but I shall try. It's just that little, it looks almost like a jump ring, but it's just a bit daintier. So you don't need to keep that, you can put that in the bin. So I'm going to cut another one that's the same size as this. So I've got one for each side of my bookmark. So I'm just kind of lining them up so that I can gauge where I need to cut. There we are. So I now have two long chains, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut them a couple that are shorter than that. So I'm going to cut one to about here. There we are. And I can take that off. And so that's my longer pieces. I don't know why I put this way over here because I'm going to have to cut one to the same size. If it's easier, you can obviously count the lengths as you're measuring, like to measure it, rather than doing what I'm doing and just eyeballing it. So we now have two of those. And I think I'm going to do 3, maybe 4. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do 4. So I'm going to do another longish one. So we now have 3 for each side, and this one I'm going to do a really small one. So I think I'm going to take it to about here, and it's literally just going to be a few lengths long. And the last one. And I'll see how we go. I might add another short one, but for now I'm good with that. So obviously now what we're going to do is pop that out of the way, connect it to our hoop. So you only really need one jump ring on the bottom. Just make sure it's nice and secure. And what you're going to do is not nice and secure, nice and sturdy. So you want quite a thick jump ring. You don't want something that looks like it might snap, basically, because it's going to be holding a lot of weight. You can even put 2 on if you want to. So I've got that jump ring, and I'm just going to take all my links on my chains and pop them on. And just make sure that it's nice and secure and that the sides are touching, not overlapping. And then we're going to do the same to the other side. There we go. So we now have our chains, and we're ready to add our beads. For these ones, for instance, you can see that it's just a loop. You will need another jump ring to go on it, as you don't want to have to uncurl all that just to put it on your chain. You don't want to weaken the integrity of it, so you do want to look out some more jump rings for those. The good thing about this pack is it came with a, no sorry, this chain, it came with a bunch of these jump rings. I mean, I've used these jump rings for pretty much all of this, and I've still got lots and lots left, which is awesome. So what we need to do now is figure out what's going where. So this one's pretty long, so I'm probably going to put this one on our smallest chain. Well, I'm not probably, I am going to put it on the smallest chain, and it has got a jump ring at the end, which is awesome. So I'm just going to open that up and pop it on. And I'm just putting it right at the end, right at the bottom. The good thing is I'm actually making 3 journals, so if I don't end up using all of these, it means I've got a head start for the next one. The next bookmark that I will need. It kind of went lopsided for some reason, but okay. So I'm going to pop the other one on the other side. So if you see that they're starting to kind of overlap, a good way to do it is to slip your pliers on the inside of the ring and kind of push on them at the ends, and that should pop it back out. That's what I was doing there. So next we've got another really long one and another really long one here. So I'm going to pop one let me see, how is this sitting? It's getting all tangled. So I think I'm actually going to make this one slightly shorter because it's roughly the same size as that one there. So I'm going to just trim off 4 links from that. So just the 4, I think. I'm just going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 6, sorry. 6 of them. And I'm going to do the same to this one here. And I'm not throwing that chain away because I might be able to use it. And now on this slightly smaller one, I'm going to take these ones because I think they're slightly longer. Yeah, they're slightly longer than these ones. And these do need jump rings. And I'm going to put it sort of halfway. Actually no, I'm going to put it on the bottom because it is quite short, so I'll see how it looks once I've got it on, and then kind of judge it from there. I think that's alright. So now I need to find, this one's getting all higgledy-piggledy. There we are. I need to find the smaller one again. And grab another jump ring. And this is the same way that I would make my spine charms. The only difference is I would have it on like a clasp, so it would clasp on to the spine of the journal. Let's see which one's longer. Roughly the same size. So if I put one on the bottom here, and it needs another jump ring. Well, I have no idea when that cut out, so I apologise, but I think I only added one more, which was this one with the key on it. and I just added a few links from the top on the longest chain. So now I'm going to add some of these guys, because we've got quite a few of those. And again, I'm going to need jump rings for those. So I'm just going to kind of add those randomly. I think we've got 3 for each side. Yep. So I'm just going to kind of pop them in willy-nilly and see where they land. Maybe enough beads, but I shall see. I might be able to pop these ones on at the bottom of that chain that doesn't have anything at the bottom. If I can find it. There it is. So I need a jump ring again. And I think that's it for the beads, and then we can add some charms. And there we go. It's so shiny. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the rosies, I think, because everybody loves rosies. And let me see where I should pop this one. This chain here is looking rather bare right there. I'm going to just pop it right in between those two. So that's the key and this purple one. And then this. And there we can see what else we want to add to it. So I think I'm going to add the leaf. I didn't have 2 of the same leaf, so I used 2 different ones, and that is fine with me. It adds a little bit of change to either side without it being non-matching, which is what I'm going for. Obviously you don't have to make them matching. You could have each side be completely different from one another. This is just what I'm doing. I'm going to put one near the top there. And that's on that one. And I'm going to put some of these, this little heart on. Oh, this one's naked. Oops. Put one in there. If I can get it. A little bit further up, actually. There we go. Let me see. I don't know why I did that, but okay. Sorry if I keep pulling this off camera towards myself. It's quite footery, and it's just easier to have it right next to me, obviously, but I apologise. And I'm just going to add this last charm on as well, because why not? Why not? I'm probably going to add it to that chain again, but I'll see what, yeah, because that chain is pretty bare. I'm going to add it right about there, which is relatively close to the top. Don't do that. There we go. And last one. So shaky today. Of course I am when I'm working with tiny little things. There we go. So that is, yeah, my bookmark. And it's now all tangled. Awesome. So this will get put on like so, and then when it's sitting on a shelf they can kind of pop this back so that this would then dangle off the shelf like so. And if you ask me, that looks blooming lovely. So this would be on the shelf. Obviously it would be between the pages, it wouldn't be over the cover. And so you'd have it in two separate parts, but then you would dangle it off the shelf and then you get all this lusciously loveliness. If you are making this as a gift or as a bookmark for a book you're sending away somewhere, what you want to do is wrap both sides separately in tissue paper or put them in little drawstring bags or something. That way they're not going to tangle up on the way to the person, and you definitely need them to be separated, because that will definitely happen if you're posting this away. You're going to want to wrap this one, and this one's completely separated in a tissue paper, and then pop them together after that and wrap it all up in tissue paper or put it in a bag or whatever it is you do to keep it safe. So I'm going to pop these away. I also wanted to mention that also goes for storing it. If you're not storing it on your book, you definitely want to wrap these up separately. So like for instance, if I wanted to store it in here, I couldn't just whop it in. It would definitely tangle on me and it would be an absolute pain to untangle. I'll just give you another close up. Hold on, what I'll do is, so I've just zoomed these in a little bit so you can kind of see it all splayed out. I love it. I'm so happy with how this turned out, and I hope that the person who receives this journal will also love it and enjoy even just looking at it on the shelf. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to know if you make one yourself. And I will see you soon. Take care and God bless. Bye.